Hello students. Last video I had explained about the fire extinguisher, how it works and what is the main use of it and what materials are used in that. All detail with the diagram I had explained it. I hope you had seen that. Today we will continue our remaining part of the chapter combustion and flame. Today you will study about types of combustion. Already you had studied what is combustion, a substance which completely burns in the presence of air due to a chemical reaction and forming a product which is called combustion. And the material which undergoes combustion is called combustible substance. So today you will study about types of combustion. For that we can say one experiment, simple experiment we can say. Bring a burning matchstick or a gas lighter near a gas stove in the kitchen. Turn on the knob of the gas stove and observe that. We find that the gas burns rapidly and produces heat and light. So those substances which burns very fast and quickly, they are called rapid combustion. So types of combustion, first one is rapid combustion. So those substances which burns very fast, quickly and produces heat and light, they are called rapid combustion. Best example is LPG gas or CNG gas, etc. Then another example is phosphorus, white phosphorus, which burns in air at room temperature itself. No need of bringing a matchstick or anything. Just we will hold outside, then it start burning in the presence of air at room temperature itself. Such substances are called rapid. Such a process are called rapid combustion. Next type is spontaneous combustion. The type of combustion in which a material suddenly bursts into flames without the application of any apparent cause is called spontaneous combustion. Best example we can say coal dust. Coal dust is formed in the coal mines. When coal is mining from the coal mines, there are a lot of coal dust is formed, which is sometimes causing disastrous fires in the mines. That is due to the sudden, without any apparent cause, it may catch fire. That is called spontaneous combustion. So spontaneous combustion, another example we can say forest fires are sometimes due to the heat of the sun. Already you had studied how the forest fire generally occurs. When the dry grass will be exposed to heat, that is heat of the sun, sometimes it will be catching fire. Or due to lightning strike also, sometimes the material will catch fire. That is also spontaneous. However, most forest fires are due to the carelessness of human beings. So I told that it is important to remember that campfire must be completely extinguished before leaving a forest after picnic or a visit. Those people are visiting in the forest and they prepare the campfire in the night time to protect themselves from cold. And daytime when they will leave the forest, they sometimes carelessly leaving some wooden things which they had burned last day night. Sometimes the fire will not be extinguished and it can catch fire in the forest. So that is due to the human activities or carelessness of human beings. Sometimes due to the heat of the sun also, the dry grass or dry leaves will be uh, catch fire and it can spread in the forest. So that way also it happens. They are all coming spontaneous combustion. Now, third type is explosion, bomb blast, firecrackers. All these are explosions. We generally have fireworks on festival days. Diwali time, all are very eager to burst crackers. When a cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of heat, light, and sound. When we are using the crackers, sound pollution takes place, then air pollution also takes place. So, along with that, light also produces. A large amount of gas formed in the reaction is liberated. You can see a lot of smoke and gas is also coming out from this chemical. Such a reaction is called explosion, bomb blast. This all chemical reaction takes place and sudden bursting noise also produced. Explosion can also take place if pressure is applied on the cracker. If crackers are stored in the storeroom and due to any pressure, sometimes it will burst and explosion takes place. So these are the three types of combustion. They are rapid combustion, example LPG gas, CNG gas, etc. Then white phosphorus, then spontaneous combustion, example coal dust in the coal mines, forest fire, etc., or lightning in the sky during the rainy season, thunder and lightning. Then next type is explosion. Explosion generally fireworks of festival time we are using the crackers and sometimes bombs using the enemies and all throwing bombs in countries and it will burst and it catches fire. So sometimes the explosion can also take place if pressure is applied on the crackers. So these are the three types of combustion. Part of the chapter is flame. Observe an LPG flame, gas stove. You can see very easily. What is the color of that flame? When you will lit a lamp, a candle, what is the color of that flame? In the picture itself, you can very easily see that Bunsen burner, it is working on gas. So that is blue color you can see and the candle is lighting, you can see yellow flame is there. And when we will observe very minutely, very carefully, you can see three layers also. So today we will study now what are the uh, parts of or structure of a flame. Before that, you see the pictures, the colors of a candle flame and the flame of a kitchen stove, flames of a kerosene lamp, candle and Bunsen burner. Now, in one column given, you can see materials forming flame on burning. On the basis of the flame, we can tick mark whether they are forming the flame or does not form flame. From your daily life, you can say candle. When a candle is burning, you can see a yellow flame is there. So you can tick mark form flame. Then magnesium. Magnesium ribbon already you had studied very brightly it burns and a dazzling sound also producing. So magnesium wire burns and a flame is coming. Camphor. Camphor means kapoor. It is also burning very brightly and it directly vaporizes. Solid will convert directly into gaseous form without converting into liquid. So that substance also producing flame. Then kerosene stove. Any stove, gas stove or kerosene stove, it is also producing the flame. On that flame only we are cooking the food. So these candle, magnesium, camphor, kerosene stove, all these are forming flame. Now last one is charcoal. Charcoal when burns, you can see there is heat producing, but flame is not there. So that column we will put cross. Does not form flame, there we will put tick mark. Charcoal does not form flame. Other all form flame, so does not form flame, cross mark. So these are from our daily life we can say. Now structure of a flame today I will explain, and next class I will show you the parts also. So just listen now, with the picture you can listen. What are the parts of a flame, or how the flame is forming? Here one example we will take it as a candle flame. For that what we will do, we will one activity given, light a candle and hold a glass tube with a pair of tongues and introduce its one end to the dark zone. One end will be uh, putting, or it will be introduced in the dark zone of a non-flickering candle flame. That means very inside of that. Bring the lighted matchstick near the other end of the glass tube, and we can observe what changes we'll see. And notice that wax near the heated wick melts quickly. So you can say which are the structure of a flame. So I will say first, then next class I will show the picture. There are three zones in a candle flame: the innermost zone, the middle zone, and the outermost zone. At home also you can light a candle. When your mother is nearby, you can see that and observe it very minutely. You can see three layer: outside, middle, and inner. So the innermost zone, that is very inside, near to that wick, it is black portion of the flame surrounding the wick of the candle. What is wick? That small thread is there, that is wick. Here the carbon particles do not undergo combustion due to the absence of oxygen. Inside that there will be no oxygen possibility is there. So it is black in color, and carbon particles do not undergo any combustion due to the absence of oxygen. It is the coldest of the three zones, as no combustion takes place. So this zone is called the innermost zone. Now, second one is the middle zone. In this zone, the candle flame is yellow in color. Observe it very clearly. You can see yellow color. It is the biggest zone of the candle flame. Three zones are there. The biggest one is the middle one. It is yellow in color. This zone does not get enough supply of oxygen, and hence it undergo incomplete combustion, due to which the particles of wax burn with a yellow flame. Why it is yellow color? Because partial combustion takes place, not fully combustion takes place, because there is lack of more oxygen. Less oxygen only enters into the middle zone. So but little oxygen is available, so it undergoes incomplete combustion, because less oxygen only getting in the middle part. So with a yellow color, that part will be burning. The heat energy produced in this zone is less as compared to the outermost zone. Outermost zone is very near to the atmospheric place, so maximum oxygen will be available in that, and there the burning will be taking place completely, so more heat and more light is producing in that. The middle part, less oxygen is getting, so it incomplete combustion takes place, so it is yellow color. And in the innermost zone there is no oxygen availability, and it is the carbon particle do not undergo any combustion due to the absence of oxygen, and it is the coldest of three zones and no combustion takes place. Now the third one is outermost zone. The outermost layer you can see, especially in the case of that Bunsen burner, you can see bluish color. The flame of the candle in this zone is blue in color. When you will lit a stove, gas stove, you see in the picture a bluish color, and very minutely you observe the middle, you can see yellow flame, and the last portion is black in color. Being outermost zone, it receives oxygen in adequate amount, and hence complete combustion takes place, due to which the maximum heat is generated, and this zone becomes the hottest zone in the whole flame. So here maximum heat is producing because maximum oxygen is available. So complete combustion takes place, and blue flame or blue color is producing, and it is the outermost zone. It is complete combustion takes place, maximum heat is generating, and this zone becomes the hottest one. Middle one is here yellow color is producing. It is the biggest zone, and this zone does not get enough oxygen, so it undergoes incomplete combustion, and the wax, some wax particles in the case of candle will not burn, so yellow flame is producing. The heat energy produced in this is less as compared to the outer zone, and the innermost zone, it is completely black in color, and it is the coldest zone. There the carbon particles do not undergo any combustion due to the absence of oxygen. So any flame if we will take, there are three zones. Outermost zone, it is blue color, complete combustion takes place, maximum oxygen is getting, and complete combustion is taking place, and maximum heat energy is producing. Middle zone, partial combustion takes place, less oxygen is available, so yellow flame comparatively less heat is producing, and the last innermost one, which is black in color near to the wick, their carbon particles never undergo combustion because of lack of oxygen, so it is the coldest zone, and no heat is producing. It is the coldest one. So this is about the flame. Next class we will continue. Till then, you go through the previous videos and today's video and try to understand. And you can observe at home the gas stove when your mother is cooking. You just go and see the flame color difference. Okay, we will continue our next part in the next class. Till then, take care, study well, and do your work. Goodbye.